Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. I'm Christine. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to another opportunity called Instagram Live from a Monat Hun, or rather two Monat Huns. This video was totally not planned, but since a lot of my footage got deleted, I quickly had to take a look at other content to react to. And I mean, Monat Huns are always a bank. They're always on some sort of opportunity calls, on some sort of Instagram Live. And I thought we could take a look at an Instagram Live where two top people, well, one top person and somebody who's allegedly doing rather good, are trying to recruit teachers. So, a group of people in the United States who apparently do not make a lot of money and are always looking for a side hustle, are always looking for a side income. And I thought, that's the video we're going to do. This is an interesting one as well, because in my opinion, it is extremely predatory. So let's not have a long intro. Let's get right into this opportunity call where two Monat people, an SED and somebody who's in the mid ranks of the company, are trying to tell teachers why Monat is a great opportunity.
Hello everyone. Good morning and welcome. This is for all my teachers out there. I know it's 11:30, a lot of you are teaching, but a few of you are in your lunch break, specifically some people that I've personally invited on here. And I'm gonna save this so that we can go ahead and share it and send it to all the teachers we know and all the teachers we love, because it is a very powerful 20 minutes that are about to go down.
I doubt it's a very powerful call because the setup is already great. We're trying to reach teachers and we're doing that at 11:30 in the day when the teachers are working. Why not cater to your target audience and then push that into the evening? Why do we have to do that now when the teachers will not be available? So that's already a fail in my book.
So I actually do have a special guest coming on. I'm going to accept her and then we'll go. And I know Becky's going to make me look crazy right now. Let's wait for her to come on. Look at that. I knew it.
Hello.
Hello. I said Becky's going to make me look crazy because she's gorgeous and I am a sweaty mess.
Not really. Those are two attractive women. But if that bothers you, then make an effort. I mean, the blonde lady is obviously very attractive. She probably doesn't even have to put a lot of effort into getting ready. But when you're on IG Live and you're trying to sell me a company, the opportunity of a company that allegedly produces the best hair care products ever, then make an effort. Then that is kind of your business uniform, I would say. I don't care what somebody looks like. I do not care how somebody gets ready, what they need to do to feel comfortable. For some people it is hair, some people it is makeup, for other people it is perfume. I do not care what you look like. But if you're trying to sell me hair care products, make an effort that your hair looks nice, said the lady who never does anything to her hair. I'm not trying to sell you shampoo. If you're trying to sell skincare, make sure that your skin looks nice. If you're trying to sell makeup, display the makeup. So making an effort, I think, is actually a good thing. And Monat Huns, many of the Monat Huns do not do that. Why? Get ready. This is a very planned call when you know you will be on IG Live. You will be speaking there for 20-30 minutes. Make an effort.
You always look amazing.
But thank you so much for joining me tonight. Today, I was just telling everyone this is a very special episode tailored toward teachers, and they're going to understand why now. But very quickly, before I pass it over to you, because this is all about you today, I want to do a quick little recap on myself and 2 minutes of my story, just in case there is a non teacher on here, and also so you guys understand the power and the beauty of this industry and of this business, and how, we're similar in some ways. We're both moms, but we're different in so many ways, and we both found crazy success here. So my name's Joe. I've been partnered with this company for 6 years now. Prior to Monat, I was already a business owner. I was a wedding planner. I've always known I want to be my own boss. I do not want to have to answer to someone else's schedule. And that was working out well for me up until I had my first baby. And I realized, I am a business owner. This is my own business, but I have meetings almost every day where I can bring him to. I have weddings almost every weekend where I can bring him to. And I found myself trading my time for money. And unfortunately, the money I was making as a wedding planner was not enough. Okay, I was someone back then who was very insecure, very, to myself. I did not have a lot of friends. I did not have a big Instagram following. I was not your typical influencer. But I was going through a tough time as a mommy. I was struggling financially with over $70,000 of credit card debt, and I knew it was time for a change. I said no to this business for almost 2 months. I finally gave in, and I gave in kind of saying, like, I'm going to do it, but it's not going to work. And guys, with a lot of hard work, a lot of consistency, discipline, dedication, 6 months into my money journey, I closed on my wedding planning business. And now I've been able to not only be a full time present mom, which was always my goal, I've been able to not have to stress my finances, which was always my goal. And I've been able to make over $6 million in commissions from my house in PJs, looking crazy while being with my kids 24/7, right? That is like a super quick recap of me. Becky, we could do another one another day, more about me, but
She was able to join Monat in 2018, 6 years ago, when the market was not yet saturated for Monat. Now, you just Google Monat, and what will pop up is, yeah, Monat Global, their website, but what will also pop up is a lot of critical information about the company. Videos like these. There are also the lawsuits currently happening. There have been lawsuits in the past. All of these things show up, all of these things pop up. She was also able to join before the pandemic, and that is why she was able to make a lot of money, because a lot of people joined during that time. Now, granted, a lot have now also left, but these are very important details when we're trying to present ourselves as just ordinary people. She had great timing. She was able to join early enough, and then she was also able to benefit of the pandemic. So these are details we're unfortunately always leaving out.
I want to talk about you because I have been speaking to a lot of teachers lately. And obviously, I've never been a teacher. I've never had that schedule. I've never had that job. And I kind of want to hear your perspective. You have a super inspiring story. You have a very successful story. But I want to hear from a teacher's point of view that now does Monat full time. What it was like back then. Why did you get started? And what it's like right now.
Yes. Thank you so much for inviting me on. I feel like I'm talking to a
Oh
celebrity.
my
You guys, Joe is like big leagues money. So, and I just love knowing that like you came from where so many people can relate, like
She is Monat famous. Nobody outside of Monat cares about these people.
being in debt, not knowing what you want to do, but having this like ambition and not knowing where to channel it. So I think I can relate to that and so many other people. Can you hear me okay? Because my phone is
Yes.
propped on my
No,
steering
you're
wheel.
good.
Okay. So a little bit about me. I went to school to be a teacher because deep down I knew I wanted to be a mom. And I was like, I'll just figure out the rest later. And then when I had my daughter, I had to go back for one day. I like tried to time it. I was like, if I have her in April, then I'll get my maternity, I'll have the summer, and then I'll be like, bright and chipper. I was the first time mom. I had no idea what it was going to do.
Yeah.
I had to go back for the last day of school, and I drove an hour there, cried the whole way, drove an hour home. I was pumping in the faculty room. She was only 8 weeks old, and that was considered lucky to have that because I was a C-section. So I just couldn't imagine going back in the fall. I was like, summer's not going to be enough. My passion was to educate people, especially working with kids, but I was like, I would rather be with my own than I taught elementary art than like 600 other kids. I can make a bigger impact in my home.
Yeah.
So I was always ambitious. I always worked multiple jobs, and I left teaching just to focus on being a mom. And I just came home and told my husband, babe, I quit. He was like, you what? I was like, no plan B, nothing. And I had always been the type that, like at 15, my mom's like, you want Uggs, you want the cool whatever, go get a job. And I wouldn't come home until I had like something lined up. I paid my own way. I bought my own car. I was always very independent. And so for the first time, I had to like really figure out, okay, I have a great husband who can support us financially, but I don't feel like fulfilled in just being a mom. I wanted something else. And I knew I didn't want to go back to teaching. It's something that I totally could have done alongside teaching. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today. If you're listening and you're a teacher and you think, well, I love my job, I don't want to leave, you definitely don't have to. So the position I was in, I was considered a point 0.5, which means I didn't have a full time contract. I was contracted 50% of the time. And the other 50% of the time, I would pick up substitute jobs. I went back to get my master's to try to make more money. So I would be like studying for my master's while substituting. And guys, they paid $50 a day to be a substitute teacher. But I couldn't do any other job on my off days because this point 0.5 position, and if you're a teacher, you know, you're operating on the school's 12-day schedule. So like day 2 is a Tuesday one week, but it's a Wednesday the next week. So I'm like, I can't babysit because no family's going to want this schedule. I can't go to an employer in corporate America and say, like, can I be part-time, but on this elementary school's 12-day rotation? They're going to laugh in my face. So I knew I needed to be my own boss. And I just wish that I was watching a live like this back then because Monat existed and I didn't know. So it's part of my passion now is like telling people like this could totally be that thing that bridges the gap with your free time. And as teachers and as moms, we have so little of it that we don't sometimes think this is possible for us.
Yeah.
But I came into this as a mom of a 3-year-old and a newborn. I watched my mentor, Sam, who's made millions of dollars here for 4 years because I was that skeptical person who never thought this would work for me. And so I used the products. I loved them. People would compliment my hair or my makeup. I would send them to Sam. And eventually she's like,
Wow.
what are you doing? You need to just send them your own link. You can make serious money here. This is not Amazon. This is not like to know it. This is like you're building a sustainable business. And I'm like,
Yeah.
if you say so.
A sustainable business in MLMs, yeah, that's totally a thing, especially in Monat, where more and more people are leaving, where hardly anybody is apparently left in the company anymore. There is nothing sustainable about MLMs because you're not running your own business, because it's not just about the sales of products. You have to have a big team if you want to be somewhat successful, and you need to benefit off of the efforts of your team, meaning you depend on a team of people who could quit. Just like that. There is nothing sustainable in MLMs. And she is in a very privileged situation. She was a teacher, 50%, and then worked as a substitute. And then she decided to quit that from one day to another. And her husband was like, what? But apparently she has a husband who makes good money so that she was able to stay home. And what she's also not mentioning here is that she was an influencer before. She worked as an influencer and she was able to make money that way as well. That is something that we're missing here, because in a post from her upline not too long ago, where she was congratulated on hitting the MM rank, that is the Cadillac rank, that is one of the middle ranks where you can actually start to make somewhat of a sustainable income, the sob story sounded a little bit different. It was her being able, as a broke influencer, as a stressed out influencer and mom, after a year and a half, she was able to hit that rank. So huge congratulations. But we're missing the point that she worked as a teacher before. Now that's the sob story. And also that she has a husband who was able to financially support them on his own. The stories always change depending on the target audience they want to reach.
So long story short, I went from being a lover of the products to somebody that loved them so much she shared them with other people. That's literally the only difference. And within my second month, I surpassed what I had been making teaching with my point 0.5, with my subbing, with everything added
Wow.
up, like, and it just kind of was this aha moment for me where I was like, I could have been doing this full time all along, or I could have been doing this on those off days or in the pockets of my day as I got ready to teach, putting in my dry shampoo, as I got unready at night
Yes.
to like go grade papers or like get ready for the art show. I could have been doing my skincare and setting my phone up. I was doing it anyway, and I could have been building all along. So that's my only regret is like counting myself out and letting my own perception of what this was and how good I would be at it cloud my judgment and prevent me from just trying, because there is zero risk. If I sell one day, great. If I don't the other day, also great. Like
Yeah.
this morning I had an ultrasound and I didn't have to get a substitute to cover my class. I didn't have to go use a sick day. If my kids are sick, I'm just home in pajamas with them, like you said, building this from my couch, from my kitchen. I have a baby on one hip, I'm nursing one, I'm stirring a pot of soup, and I'm just being myself and building a brand around what makes me me from my own time. It sounds too good to be true, and that's why I think I didn't believe that it was A, real, B, that I'd be good at it, like, for the longest time. And I think teachers, especially, what I want them to know is that you are more capable than maybe anybody else in the world to do this, because here's what you're good at, right? Like, you have the degree, but you also have the experience in being a multitasker, in being collaborative with other people, in knowing how to educate. I do a lot of education around the business, sales, social media, product knowledge. You're very creative. You're really good at multitasking and balancing. And being good at time management. And those are really the things that I use now. So I feel like I'm using my degree. I feel like teaching was kind of a stepping stone to get me here. And I feel like I have a little bit of an advantage, and so do other teachers, because you are just naturally drawn to those skills that you have and where you can apply them. And this will actually pay you because
Yeah, except that it won't. Your skill set as a teacher, I'm sure, is awesome and is amazing, but the essential point we're missing out that she's not talking about here is that she was an influencer before. And that is why she was able to share the products and the business opportunity on a platform where she already had a certain amount of followers. And that's why for her it was easier to do so and to hit one of the middle ranks within a year and a half. Most teachers very likely do not have that platform, but we're leaving out the influencer part because it wouldn't serve the purpose of pitching this to teachers. She was able to hit the market mentor rank within a year and a half with a median annual gross earnings of $21,000. That is before expenses and taxes, and it is getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm kind of biting myself in the foot here because I said this is the first rank where you're able to make a sustainable income. It looks like it is not. Looks like those days are also past. And if you get that luxury car, then you're also screwed. Because if you're participating in the car program, you will have more expenses that might or might not be covered by the company. I mean, she is lucky that she has a husband who apparently has a good income to support a family of 5 soon. She is pregnant, she's going to have her third child. That is a very luxurious situation most people cannot relate to. This is so predatory, trying to get teachers to join Monat now in 2025, where more and more people are leaving the company. So we're preying on those that need money because teachers are overworked and they're underpaid, specifically in the US. And it must be a very stressful job to be around kids 24/7, putting in all of these efforts and then not getting paid well. In 2025, we're reaching out to teachers because so many people are leaving Monat that we need to utilize each and every person's former job to try and get those people to bulk up the bottom of the pyramid so that these people are able to make still somewhat of an income, so that she is able to still continue to get a car payment for her overpriced Cadillac, that she's now able to participate in the Cadillac program. But then, of course, as is typical in Monat, we're not even getting the whole picture.
I had to go back to work, not work, to school and get my master's degree to get like the smallest bump in pay. But it wasn't immediate. I had to then work for like 2 extra years to pay back the master's degree for that raise to kick in. And so if you know what the economy is doing, inflation is rising at a rate that educators have not been able to match for like the past 30 years. Like, our pay has not matched the rate of inflation in, I don't know, it's something you can Google it, like 20, 30 years, something insane. So how are we supposed to live? Like, you have to give yourself a raise because they're not going to give it to you. And the only way that you get paid more in teaching, it's a sliding scale. It's years of service and the degree to which you are educated. Like, go back and get more credits, which takes time and money. Go back and get a master's degree or a doctorate. And I'm like,
Well, at least as a teacher, you actually make an income. To claim that you're earning while you're learning in Monat, yet again, is super predatory because there is no guarantee for that. You need to sell products and you need to recruit people. You can learn as much as you want, you might not earn anything along the way. And Monat's income disclosure statement from 2023 shows that on average, annually, before expenses and before taxes, a typical Monat market partner made $888. If they started that year, if they had a couple of expenses because they bought additional products, if they went to the conference, then they lost people. So much to earning and learning.
In my free time, I'm paying to learn something when I could just be earning money while I'm learning something and doing Monat. Like
I
I
love that.
I look back and I'm like, what was I doing? I just didn't know. And so
Let me
our
interrupt
goal today.
you really
Go
quick
ahead.
because so I've never been a teacher, obviously, but my son started kindergarten last year and I became a room mom. So I was like super involved in his class in the school and I became so obsessed with it. Also, another quality teachers have special, I mean, I feel like everyone, but lower grade teachers is patience. I remember I would tell my kids' teacher, I'm like, how do you deal with 18 Mateos all day long? Because I went to teach them their Christmas dance last year for like 2 weeks. So I was going every day for like 30 minutes. And I was like, I don't know how you do this. Like, I can't. So you guys also have patience, which you always need to build a business. But I fell in love with being around kids so much that I even told my husband, I'm like, I want to sign up to be a substitute teacher. And he's like, Joe, you don't have any time in your day. And I was like, babe, I really, really love it. And he's like, I bet you they don't even pay anything. And you said $50 a day. I was like, I'm not doing it for the pay. I just want to be around kids. Thank you. I just got myself a coffee. Um, and it's so funny because I'm like, I just want to like be a teacher for a day. I want to be with kids. And now thinking of my teachers now, my friends that are teachers, their hesitation is you guys do have a busy schedule as teachers, right? You're there from like, I don't know, 7 to 3 or 8 to 4, depending what you're teaching. You're driving an hour there, you're driving an hour back for 30 minutes. A lot of teachers are moms.
So much to time freedom though when you are in Monat. She doesn't have time to be a substitute teacher because she's so super busy. And the other lady is currently in the parking lot of a hospital because she just had her ultrasound. You don't have time freedom.
All the teachers I know are moms. They get home to do homework with their own kids, extracurricular activities, cook dinner, go to bed and do it again. So the hesitation I get a lot from my teachers are, I just don't have time, Joe. Like I don't have time. And since I was a fake teacher, I was a room mom. That does not even get close to comparing. That you've been in that teacher schedule and you know how it is. I mean, I know you guys get like a lunch break and it's very tight. How would you recommend for a teacher that decides to do this to fit it into the pockets of their day, right? Because I also tell them you don't have to come in here and say, I want to be a millionaire, I want to quit my job. No, I feel like as teachers, they don't pay you guys what you deserve. Oh my God, there's like a mosquito. You guys are underpaid. So it's like do it for a little extra cash, whether it's for your kids, for your nails, for your trips, for your hair, whatever. But how would you say it's best for them to fit it into their already busy schedule without having to quit their jobs, but still doing enough where they can find success in money?
I think a lot of what burns teachers out is doing too much of what doesn't serve them and doing a lot of like busy work and admin stuff. And it's all the things that Monat can take off your plate. I think a lot of times people think, I can't add one more thing. And I'm like, it might feel like that as you're pressing join now. I pressed join now and threw my phone. I was like, what did I do? I'm too busy. I'm stressed. I'm moving. I have a newborn. But slowly but surely, and not even that slowly, by month 2, this takes things off of your plate. So I have a cleaning lady now. So I hated that. I don't want to fold wash. I pile it up all week. She comes and she folds it. I'm like, this is great. So there's things that you have on your plate that are making you feel burnout that this can remove.
But that is only possible if you make somewhat of a substantial income, which is highly unlikely and definitely not promised in Monat that you will make any money at all. Otherwise, you're just adding more work and more expenses. And most people with $888 are not able to hire a cleaner to help them at home. Come on.
I love
And
that.
this is something that like fills my cup. I never feel like I'm like working. I'm like, oh, I have to like, run a brush through my hair so I feel a little bit better about myself today. I get to talk to my friends who are my people that I've chosen to surround me in this business and work with. Oh, I get to do it. And so if I was still working full time, what I would suggest to you is time block. Like we talk about that in time management and teaching all the time. Like you're down to the minute. Schedule this as though it's a class. Schedule this in on certain days when your kids don't have sports after school, or if you know you have an event on Saturday and you're going to get ready. This is what I did because I still am a stay-at-home mom that's usually never dressed up. I'm in sweats all the time. So if I'm going to do my hair once a week, I'm going to change my shirt 3 times and I'm going to take like a couple little videos of B-roll, like applying my lipstick, running a brush through, putting my oil down my scalp before a wash day. And I say that all to my phone. And then when I have 10 minutes, instead of scrolling my phone in bed, I'm replacing that time with something more intentional.
Love that.
So if you're watching this, it's because you have social media, you're on your phone, and you use it to escape for a second. If you can just plug in and just kind of like pivot the way that you approach this rather than consuming other people's content, create your
Yeah.
own. And again, social media is not everything. If you're a teacher, you have a huge network that you don't even realize you have.
That's what I was
Like
gonna
bring
say.
some products into the faculty room at Christmas time and do like a little Pollyanna or something, bring some samples, show the other teachers. You don't realize who's going to buy shampoo from you because you've never talked about shampoo.
I know,
And
I
so
love that.
when you start, it just kind of happens. I have met so many people, strangers. Like just the woman who was doing my ultrasound just now and parked outside the hospital was like, "You have great hair." I was like, "What's your Instagram? I love your earrings." Now we're going to be friends. I'll get her earrings, she'll get my shampoo, and you just grow your network organically
Yeah.
because whether you realize it or not, teachers, you do have a personal life where you're recommending restaurants, someone compliments your shirt, and you talk about it and you're selling things all the time.
That is not organic, though. You have to speak to people all the time and apparently also compliment people on their looks, on their outfits, on their jewelry. You don't care about that person's earrings. Come on. You want their Instagram handle so that you can stay in contact with them because you consistently need new people in your network. Otherwise, your business opportunity is dying. That is not organic. You need to plan to consistently talk to people and consistently somehow bring in the Monat opportunity and the Monat products. That is very much planned. And yet again, sharing is not selling. You need to sell something. You need to recruit someone. Otherwise, you're not able to make money. That is also why this time blocking thing is super ridiculous. As if it is sufficient to just take a couple of pictures, a couple of videos, and occasionally edit them together and post. That way you don't make money. You still need to be in contact with people. You need to reach out to people in person and on your social media after you have posted those videos. There is a lot more time that goes into this than just occasionally filming yourself, posting on social media if you do not already have a built-in audience because you were, I don't know, an influencer before.
If you can convince 35 kindergartners to sit still and be quiet while you read a book, you can tell somebody some
Yeah.
shampoo. It's really
No,
not that
I
hard.
love that. And like teachers, they have to get dressed every day, right? I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't. Like, you are already getting dressed every day. Prop up your phone. And I feel like teachers are so well connected. Like, teachers definitely have more friends than I did when I started. You have all the other teachers, all the other faculty, the parents that like love you and trust you already. So I just think it's like the perfect job. And like you said, you don't know who's going to buy shampoo from you until you talk about the shampoo, and you also don't know who's looking for a little bit extra cash. Something you told me that you guys amongst teachers would always think like, how can we make extra money? What little side hustle can we do? Like, this is the simplest thing. And I guess really quick we should say, for those of you that aren't really sure what we do, we're just sharing, educating, promoting really amazing, clean, vegan beauty products. We have hair care, we have skincare, we have skincare makeup, we have some wellness products, and you get paid for everything you sell, any sell you make, and growing a team. So when someone joins your team to work with you and make money with you, you make commission from them also.
It looks like the bar to join Monat is very, very low because you already have an advantage because you get dressed every day. You can film yourself doing that. I don't think you can. You cannot post that on Instagram, otherwise you will be deleted. But that is so ridiculous. And now, after 19 minutes, we start to learn what they do for a living. Share products, educate people, recruit people. But we had a couple of sub stories before. So create the personal connection and then tell people what you do, allegedly. Because that's not really what they're doing. They're not just sharing, they're definitely not educating, at least not in a good way, because there's a lot of false information about the business opportunity and the products. This is a huge misrepresentation of what they're actually doing. And the way they always make it sound is super easy, but it is really not. You need to sell the products and you need to recruit. And you do have to hit monthly quotas at each and every rank, otherwise you will not get paid, even if you just want to sell the product. So that is also yet again misleading and something that we're not telling on this live yet again. You have to hit monthly minimum requirements if you want to get paid. Even at the first rank, the market partner rank, you have to sell monthly 200 PV, that is personal volume, about an equivalent to $200. If you only sell 150 PV, just at the lowest rank in a month, you do not get paid. And when you want to rise in the ranks, and most market partners, if not all, want that, because that is where you get paid substantially more, you need to recruit people. Just selling the products is not sufficient. And recruiting people into Monat is compensated better than selling the actual products.
You're not carrying inventory, you're not paying monthly fees, you don't have monthly quotas. It's as simple as if you work, you get paid. If you don't work, you're not going to get paid, but you're not going to get penalized for it. So it's very flexible for those people that feel like they're really busy, like my teachers.
If you do not hit your monthly requirements as per the Monat compensation plan, you do not get paid on every sale that you make and on every person that you recruit. That is false.
And that's really it. You can let the business kind of take its course. You know, when I started, I a full-time business owner. I was a wedding planner. I was a new mom. I didn't have all this time to dedicate to it. But as I saw my business growing, my income growing, I was like, wait, I'm making more money here and I have more time. It was dumb for me to still do wedding planning,
Yeah.
you know? Maybe that happens to you, maybe it doesn't. We have people that love their job and do this very part-time. And also something that, like, I'll end with and then you can end. You know, selling shampoo does not have to be your dream. I'll tell you, selling shampoo was never my dream. It was never even something I thought about. But my dream was to be a present mom. I knew when I had kids, I wanted to be the one to raise them. I wanted to see them crawl for the first time. I wanted to see them roll over for the first time. I wanted to be a present mom. And two, I never wanted to stress money, because at one point in my life I did stress money and I didn't like how it felt. Right? I don't want to not be able to, buy organic groceries because I can't afford it, or check my bank account before paying to see if I have enough, or wait for the following Friday to get paid so I can do X, Y, or Z. Or if my friends say, let's go eat at this restaurant, I have to stay back because I can't afford the restaurant. So those were my two goals: be a present mom, not stress money. How it was going to happen, I had no idea, but I had that very clear. And then shampoo and Monat was the vehicle to get me there. And that's still my dream. And now that I have that and I am the present mom, and thank God I don't have to stress money, now my reason is helping other people. Like, what is your dream? How can Monat help you make that dream a reality? Right? So I feel like teachers obviously love helping, love educating, love teaching. Like, Monat can be the vehicle for you to make it your own thing. So that's just something I wanted to touch on, because people are like, I don't want to sell shampoo. Neither did
No
I.
one
You think I wanted to sell
does.
shampoo? Right?
She is such a liar in so many different ways. I think that the Monat Huns, the longer they are in Monat, the more often they forget what they already told other people online. She wanted to be a present mom, and that's why she was doing this. But for the first 2 years, she said she pretty much put her firstborn, Matteo, in front of a TV. He was like, he doesn't even remember that. That's what I had to do to really build this business. Another topic that she also conveniently leaves out here, something she herself has spoken on other team calls before, is that she was in a financially difficult situation because she was overspending. She had a habit of buying a lot of shit she didn't need, and that is why she was in credit card debt. She said something like $70,000, which is a lot of money, which must be very stressful, but that is due to her making irresponsible decisions while she was already running her business, her actual wedding business. She was buying luxury shit for herself she didn't need, and that is why she was in debt. In addition to that, she's lying yet again. You will not be penalized by Monat if you don't do this. If you don't hit any requirements, nothing to do there. Yet again, of course, this is her requirements. She is an SED. If she is not able to fulfill all of those requirements each and every month, she will not get paid. She has to sell with her team monthly a GV of 7,000. Those are the personal sales from her and from her downline. And then she monthly has a downline volume of 800,000. Those are the sales from the entire downline, regardless of their rank. And that is why she needs to recruit a lot of people. That is why she is on this live here, trying to tell teachers to join Monat, a drowning MLM, where most people will lose money now faster than ever. Because if she doesn't hit her monthly requirements, then she will get penalized and she will not get paid. Those are already a lot of lies in a short opportunity call, trying to get teachers to join you so that you can bump up the bottom of your own pyramid, because you need to hit those monthly requirements if you want to avoid to get penalized by Monat.
Like no one does, but what do you want more than that? So I don't know how, if you have any last minute
Yeah,
words or advice.
I I agree completely. I knew I wanted to be a mom, and I knew I wanted to not have to worry about like giving them the life that they deserved. And this is like, it comes all wrapped up in this pretty little bottle of shampoo, and I never in a million years, I was like, I don't do sales. That's not for me. My husband's in sales, and I was like, I could never do that. This is not, it never feels like work. It never feels salesy. I feel like I'm genuinely helping people. And I want to just end on this because it's so related to teaching. You go into this because you have a heart of service, and it's not for the pay, but you have such skills that should be rewarded, and you do need money to live. So
It is about the pay, though. A job is about getting paid, and they just admitted that. Shampoo is not my dream, but it was the vehicle to get me where I wanted to be. I didn't want to worry about money. I wanted to pay off my debt of $70,000. It is about the money. A job is about the money. You can enjoy your job as much as you want. Awesome, great. I love what I do for a living, but I still have to work. So it's not free time, it's not a hobby, it's not like YouTube for me, where I don't depend on making any money at all. It is about making money in your job, and you will have to treat it like a job. That's why they're always saying this, or like a side hustle. You will have to work. And you will have days where this will not be fun. So to claim that you're loving this and it never feels like work, well, it is work. And to claim that as a teacher you want to be of service, and that is why it is great to join Monat, is yet again absolutely ridiculous. If you want to be of service, then be a teacher. Continue to be a teacher. That is where you can make an impact. Be a medical professional. That is where you can make an impact. Run a charity. That is where you can make an impact. But do not join a network marketing company, especially a dying one like Monat, because that is not something that people do because they want to be of service. They want to get paid in the hopes that it's rather easy jobs that they have to do there, rather easy tasks, that they have a big enough team so that at some point they will have to do very little, but will get a lot of money. You're not being of service to others. You just want to make money. And a lot of people will lose money because of you if you're able to rise in the ranks. So being of service in Monat is not a thing.
your main goal, I always felt like, at least for me, was to make an impact. And when I went back for my master's, it was in educational administration, because I thought, okay, I always have 30 kids in front of me at any given time. I'm making a big impact. I'm making an impact on 30 people's lives. But what if I could go into educating teachers? And then I could do, so that's what my master's focus was, because if I can educate 30 teachers and they go back to their 30 classrooms, think about the impact that that would have. And when I came into network marketing, I didn't realize it at the time, but as I grew my team and they brought me their networks of people who also needed help, I was like, this is exactly what I have always wanted to do, but it actually is paying me. Before, I never got paid for this, but it's fulfilling such a passion and a purpose for me because I have a great impact, not just helping someone with their hair, but somebody that joins me in the business that has this whole network of other people that also could really use help. They hate the situation they're in, and it's educating them on how this can get them out of it and be a blessing to their family and bring mothers home with their babies. Like, there's nothing more special than that. So while I loved teaching and like art history had its place because I was an elementary art teacher, being able to change someone's lifestyle and give them time and money and flexibility and choice is everything. And so if you want to make an impact and you want to get paid for it, teachers, like, this is the spot where it's going to happen for you, and you can do both.
Unfortunately, she went from serving people as a teacher to scamming people because the impact she has on most people on her team as somebody who is in the mid ranks of Monat is not a good one because the statistics do not lie. Most people in network marketing will lose money, and that's the impact you have on most people in your team. Lose money, lose time, and potentially lose friends. Not a good impact. And to claim that I was good as a teacher and I was making an impact, but now I'm even able to make more of an impact is so ridiculous.
I
Absolutely.
love it. I love it. And lastly,
She
to
always
be a
loves
teacher, you went
everything.
to school, you paid for your degree, a lot of money. To launch your business, all you ladies have to do is buy your own products, okay? You guys get ready every day. You want to look good. Even if you don't want to look good, you wash your hair. All you need to do is purchase your own products, your own shampoo, your own skincare, and you automatically get your business. So it's that simple. 1 second, my baby. It's that simple to get started. Becky, thank you so much for joining me, for giving me all your teacher wisdom so that I can go ahead and pass it on to my teachers. Because I'm like, I promise you can benefit from this. I promise you can do it. I just don't know how. But you answered all the questions. Thank you so much. And to everyone that tuned in, the more you wait, the more you're gonna regret waiting. I promise. That's like the one regret we all have. It's 2 seconds of insane courage. You join and you figure it out as you go.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
You automatically get your business when you purchase the starter pack from Monat. That's another lie. No, you get pricey products, overpriced products, to get the opportunity to then sell and recruit. But you still need to do these tasks. So you're not just getting handed a business. Now, this was a doozy. A lot of lies in this really short opportunity call. Lies over lies over lies. We're leaving out a lot of information that is also lying by omission, why we were successful and others are not. It's the typical story, and unfortunately, yet again, the Monat Huns are preying on vulnerable groups, those that want to stay at home with their kids, teachers who are in dire need of money and might want to have a little break, but here they're being enticed to just add more to their already busy schedule by joining Monat and just working in the pockets of time, in the hopes that maybe at some point you will be able to get help at home, a cleaning person, somebody who helps in your household, somebody taking care of your kids, in the hopes that you have money freedom and time freedom, which is not a reality for most people in modern nature. Very predatory, very wrong. It's a no from me, Monat. You might be surprised, but it's still, even in 2025, it's a no for me. If you liked this video, then please share, comment, like, all of that helps the channel out a lot. And if you like these types of videos, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, tschüss!